Friends, I'm here to talk about my second video on 5 watercolor rules and how to break them. Today we're going to be painting some beautiful tropical leaf flowers that will hopefully get us in the mood for spring. But I also want to focus on letting go of these perfect rules. We can learn them and then we can get rid of them because we want to do our own thing, to express our joy, to be emotionally happy through creating our own art. So let's get to painting today. I am really excited about this one. I have a freebie if you'd like to learn to let go of perfectionism in your art, 4 watercolor exercises and mindfulness practices to do just that. Click the link below and I'll send you the free guide. All right, friends, we're getting back into another video and I'm so excited to share these 5 watercolor rules and how to break them. I sprayed down my palette and I'm using the classic brushes, the rounds, my number 12 and my number 6 today. And I've got my sketchbook here, and this is what we're using. Cheap paper, use what you have. I'm gonna start with my large brush as I usually do. So I'm gonna wet the brush, and we're gonna start with a large floral, kind of in the middle, mostly in the middle. If it's not quite in the middle, that's okay. And I wanna use this beautiful mix that I have. This is just some orange and some pink. So, adding a little bit more in there. If you want to use a different color than I am today, just go for it. But you can see it's a soppy, soupy mess. And I love it because it's just going to help us to kind of let go. And there's a little bit of that I'm going to talk about in terms of our rules today as well. Let's roll up our sleeves so we don't dip in. And we're going to start with the side of that brush. And we're just going to go from the outside in. So just kind of swooping it around to a little pointed tip right there. I'm going to do another brush stroke here. So that's our first petal, obviously. I left a little white space. I think it's kind of pretty. And let's just keep going around and doing that. So if you've been to my channel before, you're kind of used to this whole way of painting. And, first of all, let's just get into our rules and how to break them. See how I did 1 brush stroke, 2 brush strokes, and we're tucking it into that center. So the first rule, never overwork a wash. Okay, so guess what? What does it mean to overwork? So where we start to poke and prod and maybe just add too much color wet on wet. Maybe we're passing too many brush strokes over the first one. But let's just see what happens if we do that. What about if I were to add in wet on wet some pink? I just kind of do these little quick brush strokes to add in some wet on wet. So the water is just kind of sitting there. I'm okay with that because I actually like blooms and texture. This is a cheap paper, so the rule tells me that I shouldn't probably move this paint around too much, but I'm just playing and having fun. It's going to dry with all kinds of blooms. That's okay. We're going to embrace that. But I can just kind of rework it. What if I wanted to lift some paint? I could take my number 6, dab it right here. We're breaking the rule, people, because we can. So I can just go over here and lift some paint off right here. And now I have a little bit of a different texture, a difference in value, lifting some paint here too. Just for fun, just to see. We can even grab a little more paint and put it in here. Ooh, that's dark. That's nice. Okay, so I'm just doing these little brush strokes to create these rounded kind of curved shapes. And I'm playing with the paint. I'm moving it around. So this is an example of where you can use overworking to make it better. Just giving texture, giving character, and then the whole thing is to know when to stop. And I think I'm ready to stop with this layer. At a certain point, when you get that suggestion in your head that maybe it's time to stop, it's probably time to stop. And then just, go ahead. All right, let's do a side-facing bloom over here. So I'm just gonna grab more pink. I love all this mixture here. It's really fun. So you can see I got some purple in there, why not? Runny mixes of this paint. It's very light, lots of liquid. And we're gonna do swoop in down this way. Then we're gonna do another petal this way. You can make it wider, you can make it thinner, all up to you. Let's do a second one here. So we start wider using the side of the brush and kind of tuck it in. Kind of looks like a magnolia. I'm going to do a second swipe here, tuck it in. And a third, because my brain said I needed to do it. So I did it. What's our second rule, friends? Well, how about this one? Only use proper brushes. And the tip for this one, to make it not look like it's super thick on the bottom, again, is you go wide and you go skinnier as you get to the bottom and tuck it in. Okay? Tuck it in. Maybe we can even do and run this way, because why not? All right, so that second rule is only use proper brushes. Well, I'm going to show you right now how you don't have to use proper brushes for everything. I've got the back of my brush here, and you can actually go over it and create some fun texture. I'm just going to do it in a few little places here, but I am curving it so that it fits in with the contour. See how pretty? So I'm moving this paint around, I'm shifting it, maybe on the brink of overworking, but I'm also having a lot of fun. So you can use sticks to create some marks, and it looks like I almost went over it with a pencil, a colored pencil or something. But I'm just using the back of the brush to create those veins. Look at how fancy those are. I love it. I'm going to do a few here just on the tips. So now we're probably on the brink of overworking our painting, right? According to somebody at some place. But you can use your fingers, sponges, credit cards, just have a lot of fun with it and embrace whatever result comes about. So I'm going to do another flower here. I'm actually going to do a side facing, but facing this way. Whatever colors you want to use. I didn't do any wet on wet on this. I think I'll just do a little right now. Ooh, that's pretty. Adding some fluorescent in there. Because it's wet, it's going to spread kind of crazy. Allowing it to do it. That brings me to just another rule, friends. Good watercolor, I've heard this, is quiet. It doesn't make a lot of noise. It's just kind of subtle, refined, and it sticks to the spaces it's supposed to be. I'm doing some more pink, more orange, and I couldn't disagree more, because sometimes your watercolor just needs to be a little messy. Maybe you need to hold the brush a little farther back. Raise of hands, how many? See, I'm going so fast now. I'm just going to it. I'm just getting to it, swiping it in, seeing what happens. Watercolor is sometimes messy. I'm just going to go all the way around. I changed my mind. And so if we can embrace the mess, the goopy layers, and the texture, and just playing around, if we can be emotional, if we can go in and add some lines, if we can feel something when we're creating, if we feel alive and this feels alive, it's working. And so that's my encouragement to you guys, just to really embrace what's happening. Let's take this, a little bit extra paint, because this is supposed to be relaxing. It's supposed to relieve some stress. And if it isn't for you, you can walk away. You don't have to do the tutorial. You don't have to stay. But if it's doing something for you, let me know in the comments. Press the like button. Leave a comment. Let me know what's going on for you. What are you feeling right now as you're painting? This brush, dabbing it. We're just going to lift some paint here for some extra texture. I want to know what you're thinking and what you're feeling. It's a little bit of a puddle here. Just going to lift some of that. All right, I'm feeling good about this. I'm enjoying this whole thing. So the next thing is we could add in some little blooms, or we can add in a bunch of greenery. I just want to keep this kind of small. I think I'm going to stay with these blooms. So number 6, grabbing some green, whatever green you love. I've got my sap green. You know I love my sap green. So I'm swirling my brush, grabbing that green, fairly thick amount. And I'm just going to put in a little stem right here, and one right here, and one right here. And then I have to figure out putting in greenery. So I like to use my larger brush. I feel like it really helps me get to where I need to be. I'm going to start with larger leaves first. I'm going to start with this green here that you can see. And what's special about it is I've mixed together a dark blue with my sap to create something dark like this. So dipping in, getting a little more. Remember, sloppy first layer. It's what we've been doing. Let's just do a nice C-curve shape here. And a C-curve shape here. C-curve shape, my goodness. That was a hard word for me. All right, so we have that. We're gonna do another one right here. The idea is we're trying to fill in this space with now that beautiful foliage. I like these little mistakes. That's number 4, the rule that you should break. The rule is that mistakes ruin a painting. So I didn't do this on purpose, but I was realizing I didn't want to paint this green into this flower. And so I just kind of squiggled my brush, moved it at the last moment. I love what happened. It's beautiful. So you could think of it as a mistake, or you can think of it as beauty. It's really in your narrative. Now that looks like a really fat leaf tip. Don't love it at first, so what can I do? I can slow down and I can create a little tip here and not worry about it. Like what's the worst that could happen in my painting? All right, let's add in some bigger leaves here too. Kind of dabbing that brush. Remember friends, my videos are fast. Sometimes you can slow it down. You can go half speed. You can go quarter speed. You can pause. And also leave me a comment. Like I said, how are you feeling right now? I'm feeling good. I'm enjoying this moment with these really beautiful florals. We'll see what happens. Okay, some swipes. I love to do swipes of a different green. I'm going to go over here and do some swipes. I'm just trying to find the balance in this painting. And I'm going to need some over here. I like to go from the outside in, but you can go from the inside out, like going this way, if that's an easier angle for you. I'm going to put some over here too, just to elongate this part here. All right, checking in. How are you feeling? What I also want to do is I'd like to add in some green here in this space. So what I do is just grab some green, and then you can either do some, like, press your brush down to create some leaf shapes, or you can do some more of those little swipies just to fill in that space. So I'm going to put down this large brush, pick up my smaller one, grab more of that concentrated green, and I want to put in some stems if you can. So with these leaves, I'm going to put in one here and one right there just to connect it in. Let's do that over here. And check in with yourself. Are you breathing or are you holding your breath? At this point, it might be really advantageous of you or for you if you take a deep breath, remind yourself this is just play, this is practice, and look at what you like about your painting. So I had to take a moment just to step back and take a look at my painting because I wasn't sure about my composition, but I think I like what's happening here. So I'm actually going to take a moment to dry this, and I'll be right back and we'll go in for our next details. All right, now it's time to go in with some more colors. And so I've got the large brush. I'm going to make a little bit more of that orange and pink coral mixture. Try that on for size. And we're going to do some swipes of our brush just to get a little bit more color on there. I know I paint fast, but it's so that I don't overthink the process. And use the side of your brush, right? I just end up kind of overthinking, worrying, being concerned when I slow it down. And it just gives time for my judgmental brain to kick in when I go slow. So it's good to go slow for some parts of it, but it's also good to speed up because sometimes you end up learning, creating some cool like movement or textures that you weren't aware you could do or hadn't experienced before. For example, when I do these quick movements, it's kind of like, it's not, I know the brush doesn't take over, but it's almost like that, where I'm just kind of painting how I feel, and I'm not stressing about what may not be turning out right. Let's just smooth that out. So now we're gonna go with some more green. got a big puddle of green here, and I just gonna wanna go in and add in a little extra texture over the top. So this is where you can do some swipes or some dabs, and maybe just part of your leaves. And I love the white space, so I'm trying to keep that. And a little bit of this other golden color. So you can see that this is adding in a lot of texture, and it's adding in that value, the lightness and the darkness differences of the colors. So I'm not trying to cover everything, obviously, but I just want to give a little extra dimension on top. Okay, I'm going to clean the brush, and I'm going to do a little splatter. I think for this one, what am I going to do? I'm going to do pink. So grabbing a little bit of that beautiful bright pink, pretty runny amount, and we're just going to go tap, 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 essentially where all the flowers are. Tap, tap, tap. Looks pretty tropically, doesn't it? Okay, let's dry this, and then we can add our centers. A little bit still wet in some places, but dry where I need it to be. We'll do our centers. It's the last thing. Number 6 round as I talk about the 5th rule. Dun, da, da, da. Grab a green, concentrated, however you would like your green to be. So the 5th thing is this rule of always paint light to dark. And I guess this is a good illustration right now because I'm going in really dark with this green, concentrated. So there is that rule, paint light to dark, meaning kind of like what we did today. I'm just going to do little dots where we start with light pink and lighter greens, and then we slowly built up our color. Went slightly darker, you can go even darker to create that contrast. But what if you need something to just be dark from the get-go? Then certainly this might feel like a no-brainer to some of you, but for others, you might be just following that rule. Just go dark from the get-go because you need it to be dark anyway. I like how this is. I think I'm going to keep it kind of hollow in the middle. So a few little dots here in the center. So if you need a leaf to be dark, just go dark right away. Don't even stress it. Don't even worry about it. Over here, we're going to put some little flick marks for this flower to connect to the stem. And those are your 5 rules and how to break them. I hope they have been helpful. I'm going to do a little bit of splatter because I just can't help myself. But again, let me know in the comments, I don't know, what your thoughts are on the rules. Maybe there's some other rules you'd like to hear me talk about. Anyway, friends, I hope you had so much fun. All right, we did it. We painted together, and I hope that you found some joy. I do want to hear from you, so let me know in the comments maybe one of the rules that really resonated with you, that you struggle with, or some other rules you'd like to see me talk about as we paint together. And I do have a free class coming up tomorrow, so click the link to sign up. It is completely free, and we're going to paint some beautiful flowers together and find some joy as well. And if you haven't joined my Patreon, I have a world of exclusive content over there. If you want to see me paint more things like landscape and mixed media, foods, all kinds of other things besides florals. Yes, florals too. I have art mail, snail mail that gets sent to you each month. Then check out my Patreon. I hope to see you over there. Happy painting, happy mental health, and I'll see you guys. Enjoy yourselves. Do something for you. Bye, guys.